And so next thing you know, I ejacked out into the stream and these fish swim up and literally just start consuming it. And so I'm like having dreams that I'm gonna have like fish that look like me in our area.
I remember doing drugs and then I would like negotiate with hookers online, right? Because I didn't have any money, so I'm sitting there like, I'm not like price gouging or whatever they call it, but I'm like, like.
Here are Theo Von's wildest moments in history.
I remember I was in love with this gal and she was pretty good looking. She was probably 6 out of 10, which was good for me. And she had real soft titty, I remember that. And I was over at their house one time and we were sitting back by this river. They had like a river out back and she J-O'd me out into the stream. She gave me a handy, just wristing me out into this little stream. And
Theo says a girl gave him a handshake by the river. A weird kind of handshake. Then the fish showed up. Nature was not ready for that.
I'd never just, pervade semen out of my body near anybody else. No one had seen me do this kind of magic, this body magic. And so next thing you know, I ejacked out into the stream and these fish swim up and literally just start consuming it. And so I'm like having dreams that I'm gonna have like fish that look like me.
Then the fish started eating it like it was food. Theo got scared. He'd created fish that looked like him. That's not science, man. It's chaos.
I remember I used to go sleep at my buddy's house because he got tits kind of first, and he was a bigger boy. But man, I'd sleep over there, dude, and I swear, man, my penis would get so hard, bro. Not at him, but at the tits. And I would even put my hands like this. So I wouldn't see the rest of his body. I would just see the breasts.
Theo used to stare at his friend's chest and block out the rest of him. He wasn't into the guy. He just liked seeing what puberty looked like. Still kind of weird, though.
But I was in Louisville one time. I came out of a show. They had a big group in a limousine. They invited me to go to an after party with them, right? I was like, I'm only coming if my boy can come. And they're like, who's your boy? And I'm like, Cedric. They had a brother nearby, right? Wearing this Louis Vuitton jacket, dude. Probably about 60% homeless, right? And they're like, that's your boy? And I hadn't even talked to this dude.
Only Theo would pick a random guy to take to a party. He's like, you're my friend now. No questions asked.
I was like, yeah, that's my boy. And like, all right, he can come. So I walk over to him looking right in the eyes. And I was like, what's up, man? I'm Theo. He's like, Cedric. And I was like, all right, dude, I told these people you're my friend. You ever been in a limousine? He's like, nah. I was like, all right, come get in with us. Just act like you're my friend, right? We're going to a party. He's like, all right, man.
He gave this guy a quick backstory and expected him to play along. The guy was like, huh?
We go in the limo, bro. We're in there, hot chicks, dudes, people and little Cedric kept saying, we're friends. That's what he kept saying out loud, right? Kind of fucking not the best actor, bro.
The guy kept yelling, we're friends, like a broken robot. Everybody was confused. Party guest level fail.
6 minutes later, I hear somebody scream. I hear a window break, right? Somebody comes running down. They said some dude just stole like 4 purses out of the coat room upstairs and jumped out a window.
That would have been me, Doug.
And then, boom, he stole from the party and jumped out a window. Theo just made a new friend and accidentally helped him rob people.
Yeah. Dude, and cocaine. Oh, go back to that vest story, man. So here's what happened. So I would do some cocaine at the house and put on these different vests.
How many did you buy again?
I don't know. I spent too much on them, but I would probably say the priciest one I had was probably about $210.
Bro wasn't even going anywhere. He was just getting dressed up to vibe with himself. Like, this man turned a drug problem into a fashion show.
Nice.
Damn.
Yeah. And so I would get up and put these vests on and put on sunglasses and no like Buffalo Bill shit, but at least partying by myself, you know. And one time I was making a smoothie, because I got like a new, I don't know what kind of blender it is, but it's pretty nice. And I was making like a nice smoothie and I'm fucking coked up.
Theo was out here dressing like a secret agent for himself. 2 vests? Bro really said double the fashion, double the chaos.
2 vests on maybe, right? And I thought I heard something outside, right? Which is kind of weird to even think of when you have a blender going, right? So I leave out of my apartment to go in the hallway, lock myself out with the blender going, 2:30 in the morning, coked up out of my brain, right?
The blender was literally screaming, and Theo's like, wait, did someone knock? Like, this guy treats kitchen appliances like they're ghosts.
To go to my landlord, dude, who lives right down the hall, and tell him, like, hey, man.
2:30 in the morning? I got locked out, and the blender's on, son. Oh, my God, he must have hated you.
Oh, the blender shorts out, and smoke happens. The fire alarm starts going off in the building right as I'm at his door knocking, right?
Bro locked himself out mid-smoothie. Next thing you know, smoke, sirens, and Theo saying, it's a late Christmas party in January while wearing 2 vests. Legendary.
And I remember doing drugs, and then I would like negotiate with hookers online, right? Because I didn't have any money, so I'm sitting there like, I'm not like price gouging or whatever they call it, but I'm like, I'm like, how about this? Just stay for maybe 40 minutes or whatever, to, just give me like, $75 off the amount or whatever. And I was always so high. This would happen to me every time, Joey.
Theo's here thinking that he's bargaining for services, like he's shopping for a car. Just 40 more minutes, $75 off. That's a discount, dude, not a date.
Dude, I remember one time this Russian lady, she had to go or something, right? And she asked me to watch her dog, right, at her fucking place. I went over there, and she asked me to watch her dog, and I couldn't even understand what she was saying. I thought she wanted to do like butt stuff or something.
So Theo's like, wait, she doesn't want butt stuff, just a dog? Talk about a misunderstanding. He went in thinking it was Netflix and chill, but it was puppy sitting awkward.
I've been talking to this girl for like 2 years, and it turns out I got her pregnant. After that all happened, the word got around, and somehow it turns out that she's my first cousin. Any advice would help, and thank you so much.
Wow, dang, brother, that's you're gonna be raising a dang lizard, homie. You can't.
Theo can't believe what he's hearing. Is this guy raising a lizard now? Now that's Theo's way of saying the situation is wild. Like, what are the chances?
They say, don't pee where, or don't eat where you, or don't piss where your family is, or whatever that old saying is, dude. I feel like you've gone past that at this point, and God. That thing's gonna have.
Theo says, don't mess with family. He's joking around about how you shouldn't cross certain lines with relatives. It's both funny and a solid bit of advice.
You're gonna need, you're gonna need a farrier to come and put shoes on that thing. I'm just chirping you, dude. I feel you. It's having a child with a cousin, I think. At the very least, it's gonna need glasses.
Theo suggests the baby might be in need of a little extra help right from the start, calling it a genetic gamble.
Because several times in this podcast, you've referred to China, and then you look at me. Do you think I'm Chinese? I know you don't. I know you don't. I know that you don't care that I am.
Theo's like, it doesn't matter to me, but Bobby's not having it. Bobby's like, bro, it matters. You gotta get this right. It's like when you mix up someone's name for the 100th time and they finally snap.
No, you love me regardless.
Yeah.
Right? But it is information that you should f***ing memorize. It's not about chill or not chill. Right? It's about memorize that shit.
Bobby's had enough. Memorize that. It's like Theo's final warning before he gets a pop quiz on his friends' backgrounds.
My bad, dude.
I'm Chinese.
All right. Dude,
I'm Korean.
Are you really?
Yeah, I'm Korean, dude. I'm Korean, dude.
Theo thought Bobby was Chinese, but Bobby was like, come on, man, I'm Korean. And Theo just didn't get the memo.